morning. For Traders Exclusive, this is George Kachuk with RCM Wealth Advisors reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. What I'd like to do this morning is talk about the state of the equity markets. Basically, the equity market continues in this uptrend. We're seeing a little back and filling this morning, as that could be normal. Some may argue that the market was overbought. We've gone up for a few weeks straight here, so we're pulling back a little, and that's perfectly normal. So basically, as long as the S&P holds a 2060 level, that coincides with its 200-day moving average, the uptrend continues. And on the NASDAQ, it's flirting with that 5100 level, falling a little bit below it this morning. But as long as NASDAQ stays above 4950, the uptrend pretty much continues. Now, generally in the overall market, let's take a look at where we're at. It was Sir John Templeton that said that bull markets are born on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria. We're probably somewhere between that skepticism to optimism phase. And the reason I say that is the optimism does seem to be improving, and I'm judging that by the increase in the yield on a 10-year note. That pretty much tells us how much optimism there is. Do people think that the economy is growing and so forth? Now, last Friday's job report came in a huge surprise, and that pretty much shot the yields higher. And that again gave a big boost to banks, brokerages, and insurance stocks. And it also took a hit to the interest rate sensitive stocks like REITs, utilities, and of course energy is still doing poorly, and as most are commodities, that's based again too because the dollar straightened up. So all those things are still pointing to a good stock market, showing some good optimism going forward. Now, taking a look at the banks. Regional banks have been climbing for a while. Now, it doesn't matter whether or not the Fed will raise rates in December, and that's what this whole trade is about. They've been doing pretty well anyways, regardless of the sentiment. So that may be a new sector to take a look at. We've seen stocks like Bank of Ozarks, symbol OZRK, move higher. MB Financial, symbol MBFI. Western Alliance, symbol WAL. Private Bancorp, symbol PVTB. Home Bank Shares, symbol HOMB. Eagle Bank Shares, EGBN. There's just so many. When I go through this weekend screen, all I keep coming up is a lot of small regional banks. So one way to play this is, instead of looking at individual banks, you can buy the regional bank ETF, and that symbol is KRE. It just broke into a new high last week, and it's still near that pivot area. So you can start to accumulate shares if you tend to think, and if you're optimistic, and you tend to think that the yields will continue to increase, the Fed will raise rates, these banking shares should continue to do well. So, as always, let price and volume be your guide. This is George Kachuk for RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting to you from a CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Have a great trading week, and put in a check there if we're being optimistic or a little more skeptical. But either way, it looks like we still have some more room to run.